Alright, Mara, let's take a look at your paper. MLA format first. Everything looks good here, except you don't need a comma right there. Hidden serpent is okay. And it obviously ties nicely into your theme that you have here, which I want to talk to you about real quick. So you asked me, I think earlier, could you use a quote to start the paper? And I said, sure, absolutely. Now, I actually really like this sentence more. I know where you're going with this, but your second sentence really doesn't follow that up. But this sentence does. So would it make more sense to, instead of starting with this quote, start with this and then embed the quote in here for innocent flower? I don't know. Something like that might work a little bit better. I just feel like this and this don't really fit together that well. In his play Macbeth, so you don't need that comma right there. So that's a whole prepositional phrase right there. You don't need to separate it by a comma. So in his play Macbeth, and you would use William Shakespeare. I know his name is pretty popular, but William Shakespeare develops. Okay. Now, here's another word choice I don't exactly care for. Pure to impure. I think you can find a different one of these two words differently. It just doesn't flow right, and I don't know. It's almost like it goes from cool to not cool. You know, I don't know. It just doesn't flow right. Everything else in the introduction is fine. I like the thesis. I think it works well. We'll make sure as we read it that you're connecting that thesis to your body paragraphs. But other than that, looks like we're on our way. All right. So topic sentence is okay. If this had a little bit stronger language tied to it, I think this topic sentence would be a lot better. I like your two embedded quotes here. And the one thing that I didn't see as much in the introduction, Mara, that I am seeing now, is you have a really good word choice. I really like the whole Brutus storm of inner turmoil, the ravishing hunger for power. I don't know. I just really like your word choice so far. So good job on that. Hopefully it holds true for the rest of the paper. Now, you do have some comma errors that we need to talk about, and hopefully help you see where they're at. First one is right here. By first portraying Macbeth as a noble thane and later exposing him as a murderer with a motive of power. So you don't need that comma there. This is all one big long statement here. Shakespeare shows and then goes on from there. Okay, so be careful with that. Here's another one. His decision to take control of the fate in order to seek power and murder his once close companion King Duncan is the first. See, you don't need to put commas around that. It's just all one statement. There's no need for them there. So just watch out for those couple areas where commas might get you in trouble. Your mean part is good. There's one little part here, and this, I mean, is going back to your thesis, which is good. But this is where I think maybe you can expand a little bit more, since it is about controlling his fate. And you get to make the witch's words his reality, and to keep possession of the throne. I almost feel like there's like one thing missing in here, whether it's a dive into maybe more of a deeper understanding of man, or I don't know. I just feel like there's something else there. Here's another interesting, we haven't really talked too much about comma splices yet. And this isn't one, Mara. Sorry, I should probably told you that first. This isn't a correct sentence, but here's a good case where having a semicolon would be stronger. So it is no longer with his country or king, semicolon. It is with his craving to obtain his fates, or in other words, his desire to hold power. So I feel like a semicolon would be stronger there. You get that little pause, and then the rest of the sentence would be good. This would also be, actually, now that I look at it, to attain his fates, no comma, or comma, in his other words, his desire to hold power. So I think in other words is one of those phrases that you can lift out of a sentence and it would still make sense, or you could put it anywhere else in the sentence and it would still make sense. So you got to put commas around it, but that comma conjunction isn't necessary there, so get rid of that one and then put one right there. So not a bad paragraph. This is really your transitional sentence a little bit. I mean, the desire to keep the throne. This sentence, way too convoluted. There's too much happening in here. We really got to distill it down a little bit in order to make it as effective as possible. All right, so Macbeth believes he's nothing and refuses to stop seeking power until he is safely thus. This would be a comma here, comma conjunction, two complete sentences. And there's another comma conjunction error that you have that I wanted to point out right here. This is not a complete sentence, so you can't have a comma conjunction here. Remember, only comma conjunction when you have two complete thoughts on both sides. This sentence, or this paragraph, has a little bit more show to it maybe than the last one. But the one thing that really blew me away was I really like this sentence right here. I like the idea of validating his previous behavior, contributing to the transformation of his character. I really like that line. That's a really great line. But I would argue that that's one of the few like really analytical lines in this paragraph, Mara. So we need to have some more of this kind of look at it. I know you're talking about this, and I mean, this is analysis a little bit there too, based on his greed for power. I don't know. I just feel like there needs to be more of this. Like, if you could have 2 or 3 more sentences of this, man, you would be blowing AP scores away. So try to focus more on that. Transition, again, I see the transition here now with the witch's prophecy, so that's good that you're adding those transitions in. All right, so last one, last body paragraph. Okay, topic sentence. You have some, your embedded quotes in here, which are fine. So he proclaims his own bid on lies, dishonor, and murder. Yet he uses his shield to protect him in battle against Macduff, which is good. And his pompousness and untainted fear become his downfall, as he is the loophole. I like that. I like that wording. His impenetrable shield of fates and is finally destroyed. This again, I kind of go back to this last paragraph too. Whereas your first one really did a good job of mean. You're getting hints of it in this paragraph and the last paragraph. There's hints of it, but I don't think it's as tied to the thesis as your first body paragraph. I thought your first body paragraph was really good with tying everything into that thesis and really building that analysis part. And I feel like you're doing it, but it's not really as much as you should. And that may be just nitpicky on my part, and but I also know you have the potential to do it because I saw it right up here. So I know you can do it. You just need to dive a little deeper, look a little more at what's going on, go back to that thesis statement, make sure you can really look into that deeper. All right, conclusion. You have a good restatement. You have a good restatement of your main points as well. But here's another one of those statements can be moved anywhere else. So you put a comma right there, and then again you have to look at yourself. Is there too many commas in this one paragraph or one sentence? So you have to be careful about that too. Is it worth making this a new sentence? Is it worth putting a semicolon in, something like that? Figure out what makes it better. I'm not. The ending's fine. I like how you went back to your. I went back to your attention grabber. Maybe another sentence to build it up, but that's, again, me thinking it could be better. Everything in the Works Cited page is good, Mara, so you're good there. Okay, so second and third body paragraphs. Build a little bit more analysis in those paragraphs. Even, I felt like your word choice in here was super strong, and it was still strong throughout the rest, but maybe not as strong. Work on those punctuation errors. We got quite a few comma conjunction errors. So go through and look at those commas and how those are functioning throughout the essay. But other than that, Mara, it's a pretty good job. I think you're definitely on the right track. So hopefully we'll see a rewrite out of you.